What's that smell?
Can't watch much more of this. It's not scary, it's just shit. Paper mache and painted laser rays, gay ass monsters made of clay. If you want to scream, come scream with me. Scream, soup, scream, soup. If you want to scream, come scream with me. Scream, soup, screaming soup. What the hell is this supposed to be? Action, romance, or sci-fi comedy? I just don't have fucking time for this shit. Bring on the blood and show me the tits. If you wanna scream, come scream with me. Scream, soup, screaming soup. If you wanna scream, come scream with me.
Well, what about Freddy's Dead, Final Nightmare? Well, I saw Alice Cooper in that movie with my good friend Ozzy, who I was opening for at the time. What could be cooler than Alice playing Freddy's dad?
But he's more like Freddy's stepdad, so does that still make it as cool of a role for him?
But he was beating Freddy, which has to have helped him become as twisted as he is.
Did you ever see Alice in Prince of Darkness?
Oh, don't bring that up.
worst.
Well, howdy, Scream Freaks. Glad you could join us tonight because this Screaming Soup is a special occasion with us celebrating one of the baddest overlords of rock and roll this side of the grave, Alice Cooper.
No more Mr. Nice Guy, no more Mr. Clean.
Deadbeat. Sorry, couldn't help it.
So how are you doing this, Dead West? Are we reviewing his music videos, or maybe play that time he sang on Sesame Street?
Well, I got something better, Peyote. Have any of you ever seen Monster Dog? I'm looking at one right now.
I'm aware, Coyote, you greaser reject.
It's a monster movie with Alice as the hero.
Wait, why is it called Monster Dog? You know I hate seeing animals hurt in movies.
No, Mandy, it's about werewolves. Furthest thing from a helpless animal.
Promise?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, let's get this rodeo started then. Crank it up to 11 and prepare to have your senses blown as we scream at Monster Dog. The meat of this metal tale is a rocker named Vincent Raven taking his act to his childhood home in the mountains where they'll shoot his newest glam rock music video. When they arrive, packs of mad dogs are ravaging the area and the locals are quick to blame Vincent because of his family history. Vincent shares his story with his merry band and music video misfits. It explains his father was murdered by the town folk 20 years earlier when they thought he was a werewolf and responsible for a similar event of unnatural carnage wreaked by man's best friends. Why they would think his dad was a werewolf, you may ask?
There's a disease, a heart disease that transforms the patient into some kind of madman. A beast that goes howling at the moon like a wolf.
What? That's crazy.
So, now the western-looking yahoos of Mount Mexico believe Vincent carries the same curse and set out to blow him away without letting any number of beauticians or photographers get in their way. As if bloodthirsty dogs and gun-crazed yokels weren't enough to worry about, Vincent's friends must also survive the threat of the monster dog and figure out if it could be Vincent under a curse. Now let's take in the sours of this film and feel ourselves slowly going numb. First off, the hero is more or less Alice Cooper, so why didn't we just make this a fictional story about Alice Cooper? Why make him this Vincent Raven at all? This is like if Pee Wee Herman played a wildly imaginative boy named Timmy Daydream for a movie. It makes no fucking sense. And while they do have at least 3 music video moments in this thing, 2 of them were the same song bookending the film, and the second was pretty lackluster for my taste. I still don't understand why they say that he needs something tougher than this video with Bugs Bunny hat gags at the beginning, just to shoot a sappy rock lullaby. How is this tougher? I actually like this opening song 10 times better. I feel that one really speaks to who I am inside. Now, I know there must have been a lot of legal stuff involved, but I can't believe how horribly someone could have failed at making an entertaining soundtrack when the star is a famous singer with a ton of hits. Then we got Vincent's Scooby van full of bodies, and yes, I stress bodies because that's all these people really are. With the exception of the last girl who shows a little spunk every so often, these characters are just flat and unappealing with no presence or personality on the screen. I don't care about them when they're alive and don't give two fucks when they're killed. But what about the girl who clues them into their pending demise? She shows some personality. No, she's just a less extreme version of the crazy guy in the road who tells them they're all going to die after she has a 5-minute long dream sequence about their coming deaths. Seriously, 5 minutes just to tell her, the audience, that they weren't safe? Well, someone's desperately trying to fill that hour and a half to have an official movie. Uh-oh.
What are they doing to that dog?
Nothing.
You said no dogs get hurt in this werewolf film. Were you lying?
I swear, honey, I just forgot. Vincent does accidentally hit a dog and says he has to put it out of its misery because...
No, you told me there were no dogs harmed in this thing. I'm leaving.
Oh, Mandy, I just forgot. Come back. Looks like someone's in the doghouse. Shut up. Just FYI, I don't like seeing this either. It doesn't develop the plot other than introducing the gang to the Cassandra figure. Now, that's the crazy character in a horror that's always ranting about everyone dying. But if that's the case, then why did the filmmakers just have them hit the crazy guy? Vincent's willing to chase the blood-covered crazy down so he can take him to a hospital against his wishes, but wouldn't rush the dog to a vet? Well, that's kind of fucked up. A bit of a surprise here, the pissing timer only clocked around 3 minutes worth of boring moments where people just walked around looking for danger. I expected the clock more than that, but that clock hasn't been serviced in who knows how long. While they did fail in so many areas, they at least knew to avoid plugging in dumb bogus scares, so that's a plus for this terrifying flop. Well, yeah, I know she's upset. Could you get her back over here? Take her some sugar pumpkins and tell her it's from me and I'm sorry. You think sugar pumpkins are gonna work? Can't go wrong with the sweets, unless it has to do with this film. The sweets that can be found in this film? Well, I can honestly say it's a short list. The biggest one obviously being Alice Cooper. He really doesn't do a bad job. Now, I did find it awkward that he had to dub his own voice, which came off better more times than the other characters.
You were right, Angela. You weren't crazy. You knew. You knew all along.
That's just awful. But Alice pulled off his end of making this monster flick, and it looked good doing it. What's baffling is this film surprisingly has most of the elements that make up the foundations of a standard and sometimes classic horror. Monster Dog as the hero, the last girl, the Cassandra figure, a character who's clued into the origins of the evil they're facing, and the backstory of a previous wrongdoing that leads to the current predicament, but it just doesn't come together the right way for some reason. At least the special effects were decent, if not impressive at times. Or maybe I better take that back. At least they committed to letting the bodies hit the floor and score a satisfying 13 bodies. While there were a couple of money shots, most were simple cutaways or gunshot kills. Any boobs? Drop the ball there, I'm afraid to say. Are you shitting me? I haven't been this disappointed since I was flashed by a flat-chested chick with hairy nipples. But fear not, scream freaks. Unlike these filmmakers, I would never fail to satisfy your longing for the simplest pleasures in life. Okie Finoki, Billy, will you please cook the ingredients of this monster turd and see how she rates? Two out of 5, and that could be worse. While Monster Dog narrowly avoids being a true bomb, it still falls short of being at least mediocre entertainment that would sure help pass time on a dull Tuesday night. I'd recommend Monster Dog to, I don't know, fans of Alice Cooper, rock and roll theme horrors, and anyone wanting to see another funny attempt at a werewolf transformation. But what do I know? I like Killer Tomato movies.
You wanted to see me?
I see you're enjoying the sugar pumpkins, huh?
What do you want?
Well, darling, I'm sorry I forgot about the critters hurting this film. I know you care for them so much, and I care for them too. I hate seeing you upset. Your mouth so hot, your web I'm caught. Your skin so wet. Black lace on sweat. Dude, are you really going to quote Alice's song Poison? Shut it!
Oh, DW, how could I stay mad at you?
Well, tell you what. You want to go for a spin on the dance floor?
Sure.
Billy!
Sometimes I feel like Sherlock Holmes. Sometimes I feel like Jack
See you later, Screen Freaks.
You are the screen